pick prestigious plots of land to build houses and structures with tactical cards play in Sunrise Lane.
And today we'll be teaching you how to play Sunrise Lane, game designed by Reiner Knizia and published by Horrible Guild.
And hello everyone, it's Stella
And Tarrant from Meeple University.
Let's go to the classroom.
In Sunrise Lane, players are budding real estate entrepreneurs, doing their best to draw cards and then spend cards to build the highest value houses they can. Players will tactically build outwards and upwards, trying to score the best combinations in the best districts to earn the most points. The game plays until the key districts are full or a player is out of houses, and after endgame bonuses for placements, the player with the most points wins. To set up, lay out the board and place score markers at 0. Shuffle the draw deck and deal each player a hand of 3 cards. Players look at their cards but keep them hidden from other players. Give each player their 28 coloured house pieces, except that in a 4-player game you'll return 6 to the box. Keep the common supply of parks nearby, choose a first player and you're now ready to play. Sunrise Lane is played in turns, starting from the first player and going clockwise around the table. On your turn you must take one of 2 different possible actions. To draw, where you will draw 2 cards, or to build, where you will spend cards to build houses or parks. If you draw, simply draw 2 cards from the top of the deck into your hand. If you finish your draw turn with more than 5 cards in your hand, then you must discard down to 5. When you build, you will spend cards from your hand to construct your houses or parks on the map. Each turn you can build any number of houses, but at most 1 park, as long as you can afford them with your cards. The first house or park that you build on a turn must be adjacent to an existing house, park, or the central fountain. As such, right now my first build could be on one of these 4 spaces, while at this point any of these 5 spaces would be options. Each subsequent house or park that you build after the first one on your turn must go adjacent to the previous one you built. So for example, if I built my first house here, I would have these 2 options for my second house. If my second house were here, I would have only this option for my third house, because the next placement must be strictly adjacent to the prior placement and not one of the ones that preceded that. The cost to build a single house piece is equal to 1 card in the colour of the space on which you're placing. However, by spending multiple cards of the same colour, you can stack house pieces together and build taller houses. Having built a house, you'll then immediately score points equal to the number of house pieces in that house multiplied by the number of pips on the space placed. So, as an example for a turn, I could spend this 1 purple card to build a 1-layer purple house on this 3 space and score 3 points. Then I could spend these 2 yellow cards to build a 2-story house on this yellow space. This would score me 2 multiplied by 2 is 4 points. Building a park costs 1 card of any colour. It doesn't matter what colour the space you're placing it is. You just need to spend 1 card to place the park. You gain no points for doing this, but you potentially open up other spaces or cover up high scoring ones for opponents. In this case, for example, it would put me in a position to spend this green card to build 1 green house on this 3 space for another 3 points. All cards spent as part of the building action are discarded. You will always finish any build turn by drawing 1 new card from the deck. If the draw deck ever runs out, shuffle the discard pile into a new draw deck. The game end is triggered as soon as any one player has 2 or fewer houses remaining in supply. When this triggers the end of the game, continue playing until all players have had the same number of turns. Alternatively, if every placement space in these 4 bonus areas of the board are full, then the game ends immediately. Now add endgame bonuses to determine the final scores. Bonus A applies in the 2 blue districts of the board. Each blue district grants bonuses to the first, second, and third placed players based on single highest building. Here, red has the highest building and would gain 10 points. Blue is second and would gain 6 points, and white is third, gaining 3. If tied, you'll count the number of that highest building size, and then if still tied, go to the next size down, and so on. So for this district, red and white both have 3-story houses. Red has 2 of them, so red places first, and scores 10 points. White is second and scores 6. For third place, both blue and yellow have 1 2-story house. You'll then move on to the 1-story houses. Blue has 2 to yellow's 0, so blue is third for 3 points, and yellow is fourth for 0. Each of the red districts scores based on how many total houses are built there, regardless of height. In this district, yellow has 6, which is the most, for 10 points. Red is second with 3 houses for 6 points, and white has 2 houses for 3 points. In this red district, yellow gets 10 points for having the most, blue gets 6 points for having the second most, but there is no other player present, so nobody gets third. Finally, for bonus C, you'll count up each player's largest contiguous group of houses of any size. Blue has the largest with this size 7 group for 10 points. White has 2 separate groups of 5, only one of them count for second place and 6 points. And yellow's 4-house group is enough for third place and 3 points. In the case of a tie for any of these bonuses, both players would get the higher number of points. The player with the highest score wins. In the event of a tie, whoever has the most cards remaining in hand breaks the tie, and if still tied, victory is shared. And that's how to play Sunrise Lane.
Thank you so much for watching. Your like and comments are much appreciated. Subscribe to see what's coming and let us know what games you've been playing. See you next time.